Good morning. It's Friday, the 15th of May. Just this morning, I received and read a message that came from James Goodloe, director of the Foundation for Reformed Theology. And I would like to read it for you, and I think you'll appreciate what he has to say. He begins like this. One of my favorite hymns is "Now Thank We All Our God." And I agree with that. It's one of my favorite hymns also. A Thanksgiving hymn. The first verse. Now thank we all our God with heart and hands and voices, who wondrous things hath done, in whom his world rejoices, who from our mother's arms hath blessed us on our way, with countless gifts of love, and still is ours today. Then James Goodloe goes on. This hymn was written by Martin Rinkert. Martin Rinkert was a Lutheran pastor who served in his hometown of Eilenburg, Saxony, or northern Germany, from his ordination in 1617 until his death in 1649. Those 32 years included entirely the 30 Years' War, which embroiled Europe from 1618 to 1648. That war was the context of his entire ministry, of all his preaching, teaching, and caring for the people, of all the hymns he wrote. The effects of the war are almost incomprehensible. During that 30 years, the population of Germany fell from 16 million to 6 million. The city of Eilenburg was not spared. It was a walled city to which thousands of people who had lost everything fled in order to seek protection. But the war, overcrowding, hunger, and disease pursued them even there. The year 1637, 19 years into the war, but still 11 years before it was over, was particularly brutal. A pestilence, probably the bubonic plague, devastated Eilenburg. As many as 8,000 people died. The other two remaining ministers died. Martin Rinkert was left there alone to serve the city. That one year he performed 4,480 funerals, sometimes 50 a day. This included the funeral of his wife. Here was a man who loved and cared for others. Here was a man who lived his Christian faith in actions. Here was a man who served through terrible suffering. Here was a man who bravely pleaded for the well-being of his people before various attackers. Here is a man of such faith that he could write, "Now thank we all our God." And James Goodloe says, I tell you this today because I yearn for us to be the kind of Christians who keep the faith and who actively love others even under the most difficult and adverse circumstances. We live in a time when our faith may be tested as it has never been tested before. We might learn from those who have gone before us, such as Martin Rinkert. So thanks to James Goodloe for telling us the story behind the hymn and for challenging us to be that kind of Christian in our world today. I hope that will encourage us and strengthen us to be faithful even in these days. God's blessings on you today.